Next at 6, it's the last day of 2024. Why many are considering cutting out alcohol for the new year. We'll tell you if it's impacting small businesses. And many are getting a start on their New Year celebrations. Look at one unique tradition featuring a meatball. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Kaylee Marentet. Jeff Smith is off today. We're glad to have you with us on this last day of 2024. Right now, we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. Chris, how are we going to ring in the new year?
Yeah, a little wet, as we've seen through the majority of the day today, Kaylee, all in the form of rain for most areas up to this point, as we expected. A little snow going to begin to mix in now that we're well after dark. But rest assured on this one, little to no accumulation. Maybe some elevated surfaces. Grassy areas could get a minor accumulation, but roadways will stay mainly wet. Now, as we do get closer to about 10 p.m. to midnight, there's a small window of a few slushy spots that could develop on some untreated roadways. A lot of rain that has been coming down today. Another soaking wet day with gusty winds. West-northwest winds 17 miles per hour. We're at 37. So notice well above freezing, as mostly what's fallen in the form of rain has been with us through the course of the day. Off to the north and to the west, it's a little cooler. We're tucking in some colder air. That is where we're getting a little light snow reported up toward Hillsdale County. Some wet snowflakes, and now into Lenawee County. That is going to be the transition over the next 3 to 4 hours. Changing over to some scattered snow showers, but again, we're all above freezing. So little of this is going to be accumulating. 37 now in Toledo, down through Bowling Green over toward Findlay, a little colder up toward Hillsdale, 32. That is where minor accumulations may begin to mount. Winds are swirling and gusting across the region if you're going to head out for New Year's Eve. Not only do you face wet weather, but windy conditions, winds gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. We will stay in the 30s, light rain transitioning over to snow, and as we head toward midnight tonight, we're going to head down into the low and mid 30s as snow showers wrap up. We'll highlight the colder outlook into January. That's coming up. Kaylee, back over to you.
More than 100 Buckeye Broadband call center employees were notified that a portion of calls will be outsourced. This is according to Jeff Shook, the president and general manager of Buckeye Broadband. Shook says this will start on March 31st and is due to costs. He says employees were notified now, so they had time to apply for other jobs within Buckeye Broadband or somewhere else. Shook says the call center is not being shut down. Just a portion of the calls will be farmed out. Shook says Buckeye Broadband is still in negotiations to figure out where they will be outsourced to, but he did not say if it'll be in the United States. We're just hours away from a new year, and some are planning to kick it off with some changes to their lifestyles, like no alcohol for the entire month of January, calling it Dry January. But how does this impact businesses selling alcohol? Silver Barker has more.
New year, new habits, no alcohol.
We have seen in general like a shift of more and more people kind of exploring a sober, curious lifestyle, but especially in January that spikes tremendously. I would say probably by 60 to 70% that NNA sales increases.
Sarah Kirk with Bars Public Health says she's seen tons of people ordering mocktails and other non-alcoholic beverages partaking in Dry January.
We've actually seen this as a trend the last couple of years. I think a lot of people in like their 20s are not gravitating towards alcohol like maybe some of the older generations did. They're having those THC products and NA options.
Kirk says the non-alcoholic beverages can save patrons a few dollars. Musa Saluk, the chef and owner of Soup, says they've noticed an increasing popularity in non-alcoholic beverages more often in general and of all ages.
It's all year round. You have people that come in that are, designated driving for the night, people that just maybe not be in the mood but want to have something a little bit handcrafted.
While restaurants say it does not necessarily affect sales, that's not the case for liquor stores.
Pretty much the last day of the year where alcohol sales are steady and going strong, but after that, everything just kind of crashes down for the next 2 months.
Ryan Bells, a cashier clerk at Alexa Liquor Barn, says January and February are typically the lowest sales of the year, with people still recovering from the holidays. Reporting in Toledo, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
With New Year's Day being tomorrow, the City of Toledo offices, they'll be closed, like the Department of Public Utilities Walk-in Center and the Lucas County Auditor's Office. The offices will reopen Thursday. The Hoffman Road landfill is also closed tomorrow, and there will be a delay in Republic Services trash and recycling pickup schedule. There will be temporary closures at the WW Knight Nature Preserve in Perrysburg in the new year. They are scheduled for upkeep and managing the area and will be closed from January 6th through the 10th. Starting on Monday, the park entrance, parking lot, and adjacent trails will be closed. Well, some changes you should know about for the new year. The Lucas County Clerk of Courts is changing the hours of operation for the Automobile and Watercraft Division and the General Trial Appellate and Domestic Relations Division. Starting tomorrow, those courts will be open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The Ohio State Highway Patrol is looking for cadets for the new year. It's a 6-month training course, but before you go through that, you have to go through the recruitment process. Just fill out an application online, and then you'll get dates and times for entry-level testing,
which consists of a 50-question written examination and then a physical fitness examination, which is 3 different steps: a 1-minute time sit-ups, 1-minute time push-ups, and a timed 1.5 mile run.
Once applicants pass those parts of the entry-level testing, they will be contacted by OSHP and guided through the next steps. We have the Ohio State Highway Patrol's website on our links mentioned of our website. A man is in the hospital tonight after being attacked with a hatchet. This happened in central Toledo on Lawrence Avenue near Lincoln early this morning. Police say the man got into an argument with someone before he was hit in the head with the hatchet. Police say the man is expected to be okay and no arrests have been made yet. A small plane crash in southern Ohio yesterday left 1 man dead. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says 46-year-old Robert Coles of Vicksburg, Michigan, crashed into a wooded area of Adams County. State Patrol says he died from injuries due to the crash, but no one else was inside the plane. An investigation into what caused the crash is ongoing. The National Weather Service confirms an EF0 tornado hit Union County, northwest of Columbus on Sunday. The tornado started on a property near Payne Road, just west of Marysville. Windy speeds peaked at 70 miles per hour, and the tornado lasted about a minute. The tornado topped a small silo, several trees, and damaged an older barn. And it might be winter right now, but the City of Toledo's Department of Public Service needs help with grass and vegetation cutting services for parks, right-of-ways, and neighborhoods. This is through its 2025 grass mowing program. The bidding process is open now, and all bids must be submitted by 1:30 p.m. next Tuesday.
3, 2, 1.
Well, you've heard of dropping the ball at midnight, but how about a meatball? That's what some just watched happen in one downtown Toledo brewery. Michael Sandlin is live at Quenched and Tempered with more. Michael, this just happened. Shouldn't they have waited until midnight?
Well, not quite, Kaylee. You see, it's already midnight over in Sweden, and the owners here at Quenched and Tempered thought it'd be fun to get in sync with the Nordic nation so young parents like the ones behind me could come out, celebrate, have some fun, and then tuck the kids in bed. It's one of just the many ways that people across our viewing area are ringing in the new year.
Don't let the rain fool you. There's no shortage of eye-catching ways to ring in 2025 across Northwest Ohio this year. If you want to double down on something unique, look no further than Port Clinton's famously fishy tradition of the walleye drop.
Well, with it being the walleye capital of the world, we drop a 18-foot fiberglass fish from about 95 feet in the air.
It's been going on strong for 29 years now, and it's become an essential part of the city's culture.
Yeah, it's a really big event for us. When normally we're kind of a slower area at this time of year, so it definitely brings about 10,000 people every year. And the restaurants, the bars, our committees, we've been prepping for quite a while now.
And it earns that loyal affection with food trucks, music, good cheer, and great company.
Oh, it's just people everywhere and just having fun, drinking, getting crazy.
And the best part, all proceeds that don't help pay for next year's drop are donated to charity. But if that idea doesn't make a splash with you, how about something with a little more pop? The city of Fremont has found its own niche. For the last 7 years, it's been bringing in bands from Toledo to rock into the new year.
We try really, really hard to get local artists there, not just cover bands.
And then launch a 10-minute fireworks display at midnight to top it off. Organizers say it's a night with something for everyone.
You can just, go shopping, get a cup of coffee, and go home early. Businesses are open today. If you want to be the partier, you've got the nightclub, you got the 2 stages, you can make the loop.
It started as a way to boost interest in the city's renovated downtown, but now it's earned its own following all across Ohio.
It does attract a lot of people.
Regardless of which you choose, just know the party won't stop, even if the weather stays nasty.
Fingers crossed, it's going to stop around 6, 7 o'clock. So even if it does rain, we still get thousands and thousands of people out here to come and enjoy it.
I don't cancel. We might modify, we might start early, we might start late, but we never cancel because the community plans on us.
Both of those events are going to be running through midnight, but the meatball drop is going to be ending sooner than later, so I'm about to go grab a plate myself. But for everyone out there, happy Swedish New Year. Reporting in downtown Toledo, I'm Michael Sanwin, WTOL 11.
He wanted to come over and he heard my story, and he wanted to come over and help me clear the land, no charge.
Still ahead, a Vietnam veteran battling cancer is scammed out of thousands of dollars. How one company is pitching in to help. Chris?
We're seeing rain making a transition to some snow showers over the next couple of hours. What it means as the clock strikes midnight. We'll have more on that my hour-by-hour forecast coming up right after the break. All right, before that ball drops tonight and we strike midnight, we will see some snow showers into the area. Wishing you an early, happy new year. And of course, be safe tonight if you're going to be headed out downtown Toledo. We've had that rain all day today. I'll be honest, what a nasty feeling day. Temperatures in the 30s, rain and wind. Tough if you stepped outside, but the fact that we've been above freezing, we told you yesterday. No worries with travel impacts. 37 degrees, west-northwest wind, 17 miles per hour. And as we go into New Year's Eve tonight, as the clock gets closer to midnight, we're going to see more snow showers begin to transition to the area, especially through 10 p.m. to midnight. There could be a few isolated slippery spots on the roads, but again, no big issues with travel as we reinforce that message. Just be cautious on the roadways as they're going to be wet. Mid-30s to the west, a little cooler where you could get some minor accumulations up there towards Hillsdale County, mid-30s in Adrian. We're getting reports of some snow up into southern Michigan, and we'll see that on Doppler radar as well as a storm system that has been spinning across the area and does bring rain to snow, especially just to the north and west of Toledo, where we're now reporting some snow north of the state line. That's going to be the transition over the next couple of hours. Some of that snow from Lenawee County and into Monroe County can make its way closer to Toledo Metro. Minor accumulations. It'll be around a half an inch, so good enough for a coating on some elevated surfaces and rooftops. A little snow up there toward Dundee as you get north of Summerfield up there toward northern parts of Monroe County. Here at the Toledo Metro, all in the form of rain. May make a transition, though, in the next hour or two, at least to some wet snow showers. I-280, I-75, 475, all in the form of rain. And east of us toward the lakeshore, out toward Port Clinton, where you heard the walleye drop going to be taking place tonight, all in the form of rain. We'll make a transition to a rain-snow mix, little to no accumulation in Port Clinton, as temperatures will remain above freezing. So here's that transition. Over the next few hours, rain to some snow showers. And again, little to no accumulation, very minor coating at best. Scattered snow showers taper off overnight tonight. Some additional snow showers tomorrow on a colder and brisk feeling day. Expect your Wednesday to have wind gusts up to about 25 miles per hour. So for your New Year's Eve tonight, rain to snow turning breezy tonight down to 32 degrees, but much of the night, especially through midnight, will hang above freezing. Highs tomorrow for New Year's Day, right around the mid-30s. A chilly, brisk breeze, 36 degrees, little to no snow accumulation tomorrow. And our 10-day forecast. Here's our first 10 days of January. 30 degrees Thursday, 20s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Chance we'll get some snow showers Sunday into Monday. And we've been talking the potential of a bigger storm. That looks to be shifting south of us Sunday into Monday. So we'll have a chance of some snow Monday, but it does reinforce that colder air. Look at that. Teens for highs by the end of that 10-day forecast.
So I know John told us last week, I don't think we've had more than an inch of snow since February or January of last year.
Yes, exactly. It's been about 365 days. It was the middle of January last year. So we're on what is going to be a historic snow drought. And we think we're likely to break it.
Oh, so we are likely to
Very likely to break it. Unless some miracle snow happened tonight, it is going to be about a half an inch or less for most areas. So we will get some wet snow, but it's not that type of snow that's going to accumulate because we're above freezing right now. So it may fall from the sky, melt fairly quickly once it does land.
All right. Thanks, Chris. A Michigan Vietnam veteran who is battling cancer was scammed out of $22,000 on Craigslist last week. But now a company is reaching out to lend him a helping hand. Gino Bowen says he tried to buy a $22,000 excavator on Craigslist. He says it was a lot cheaper than the $100,000 ones he was quoted by contractors, and he needs it to clear his land of dead and fallen trees. He took out collateral on his truck, motorcycle, and wife's car to get a loan for the excavator, which turned out to be a scam. Then 2 employees from Sunbelt Rentals in West Michigan heard his story and decided to step in.
We ended up watching it as a team, and there was a lot of conversation of, we have this equipment, it's readily available. We have people that know how to run it. These are opportunities that we can help.
Well, Sunbelt Rentals spent yesterday afternoon walking Bowen's property and surveying the work that needs to be done. Tyler?
The ball may be dropping in New York, but Michigan soaring high on the gridiron. How the Wolverines fared, plus the Lions just continuing to put up record numbers. Those details as well next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Talk about full circle. Michigan football began 2024 with a long-awaited national championship that fell back down to earth, losing 5 games in a season for the first time since 2017, only to rectify that by beating Ohio State for the 4th straight time. So the Wolverines ready for 2025, right? Well, not so fast. A trip to Tampa and a chance to knock off Alabama one more time served as a final cap to the year. Sunshine optional in the Sunshine State early on, but Michigan and their fans not bothered one bit. Defense forcing turnovers early and often, offense cashing in. Davis Warren with a rope to Frederick Moore near the pylon. The double-digit underdogs now up 13 in the first quarter. Now that would be the only touchdown for the Wolverines, which meant this game would come down to the wire, and much like the Rose Bowl, Crimson Tide needing a score in the red zone, but again, the defense stands tall, and Michigan pulls off another upset, 19-13 over Alabama.
We talked about not losses, lessons. We had a lot of lessons throughout the year, and just learning from them. So we learned the things that we need to learn to ultimately end up on the plus side, and we did that in these last 3 games. And finishing on a strong note was huge for us, and it'll build great momentum going into the offseason. We feel like we got a bright future the way we're recruiting, the guys we're bringing in, the guys we're keeping, to make sure that this, Michigan is the best version of Michigan it can be. But we're going to celebrate this one. We got a happy flight coming up, so we're going to celebrate this one.
Staying up north, the Detroit Lions added to its best season in franchise history, winning its 14th game on Monday. But that's not the only absurd stat they've accrued. With the victory in San Francisco, Dan Campbell's team finishes unbeaten on the road for the first time ever, a perfect 8-0. The Lions also set new marks for total points in a season, touchdowns scored, and first downs. Detroit even has 4 different players topping 1,000 scrimmage yards this season. Now, there's a reason they lead the league, averaging 33.3 points per game. But the craziest number about all of this, they still have to play for the NFC's #1 seed. That's right, Detroit has to beat Minnesota at home on Sunday to capture a first-round bye in the playoffs.
You couldn't write a better scenario. You couldn't come up with this. The fact that both teams are sitting at 14-2, and it's for the division and the 1 seed. It just doesn't get any better than this. This is fairy tale stuff.
And the Walleye competing tonight on New Year's Eve. They are in Cincy, aiming to avenge an overtime loss to the Cyclones that took place right here at home on Sunday. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Well, the rain and wind couldn't dampen the excitement of the Toledo Zoo's 17th annual Noon Year's Eve celebration. It's become a family tradition at the zoo, and the same people with the same people coming out year after year, raising their apple juice toast. The celebration is geared towards kids and some adults who don't want to stay up until midnight. Our furry friends also got to bring in the new year early.
3, 2, 1.
That was 100 tennis balls being dropped. It was the New Year's Day ball drop at the Zoom Room in Perrysburg. The celebration was for both customers and their dogs. Those who went today got to sip champagne and write down their New Year's resolutions while playing with their pups and meeting some new friends, I guess.
Love to see that. And those that are bundled up, just staying home tonight with the pets and the family and enjoying the night. Stay warm if you're heading out and stay safe tonight.
Well, thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. WTOL 11 News at 11 is at 10 o'clock tonight. Have a good New Year's Eve.